Now we have a second story, the Bravery Act. Done. We are going to listen about it. It was a sultry night in June. Now, what is sultry? Sultry is a weather where it is very hot and you start sweating and you feel there's a lot of humidity in the air. You feel if it rains it will be very nice. That's the kind of a weather it is. The roads were almost deserted except for a few late night street food vendors. So the streets, that is the roads, they were also, people were not there, they were all deserted. Deserted means nobody was there. And except for few people, like those who sell food on the streets, like the pani puri, right? Or you have fast food centers. So they were open except for few, all others were empty. Akanksha Gote sat behind her father on her bike, enjoying the ride bike home. So this is about a girl now. We have learned about one small boy, young boy, 7 years old boy, right? Human. Now we are going to read about Akanksha. So Akanksha was sitting on the bike. And who was riding the bike? Her father. Suddenly her father warned her to be alert. He suspected the look of two youth on the motor bicycle behind them. So as they were going on a bike, there was a bike which was coming behind them and two young boys were there on the bike. So her father told her, be careful, these people are following us. They were soon joined by another similar pair. So it was not one bike, now another two people more also came. In no time did they overtake father and daughter and block their way. So these two bikes, they crossed Akanksha's bike, they went in front and they blocked the way. They didn't allow them to go forward. They were soon joined by another similar pair. In no time did they overtake the father and daughter and block their way. After this, finding no escape, Akanksha's father stopped his bike. So when these two bikes came and stopped them, Akanksha's father knew that there was no other way to go. They were stopped from all sides, right? So he had to stop his bike. All the four youth got off and started commenting badly. So what they were commenting on whom? On Akanksha, because she's a girl and all of them were boys, men. So they started commenting on Akanksha. They started misbehaving with Akanksha and started to threaten her father. So you must have watched like these things on TV or in films and all that, right? So this is a real incident. So what happened? Akanksha's father was feeling very bad and scared also, and they were trying to misbehave with Akanksha. So and they told, if you come in between, we are going to kill you. All of a sudden, smack, one man got hit, and before the others could react, another two were hit hard in the right places. So they were asking the father, don't come in between, we are going to kill you. In this meanwhile, suddenly someone got a smack. That is, in karate, when they do karate, you hit them, right? So the same way, someone got with a leg, one hit. And before they could realize what was happening, two others also were hit. And they were hit not normally, they were hit in a very bad way and in the right places. By the time they realized what was happening, Akanksha targeted the fourth man. This time, she hit him hard that he fell on his knees. So she hit him so hard that that man fell down. A resident of Raipur in Chhattisgarh and a karate black belt holder, Gote held onto one and handed him over to the cops. So what did she do? They didn't know that she was a karate black belt fighter. So she took hold of one fellow, she took him to the police station and gave him to the cops. Cops are nothing but the policemen. So she handed over these people to there, and within a few days the remaining three also were nabbed. So when she hit the other people and when she was targeting the fourth person, what happened? The other three ran away. They left this fellow here, the fourth person. So she took hold of the fourth person and handed over to the police, and after a few days all the other three also were caught. They were nabbed. Nabbed is nothing but being caught. When they started chasing the father and daughter, They didn't know that their target was no ordinary timid girl, but a real fighter. What is timid? Timid is someone who is scared, who is afraid, and who is, always having a fear. But Akanksha was not like that. They had messed around the wrong people, said a smiling 16-year-old Akanksha, trained in martial arts for 9 years. So she was trained in martial art. What is this martial art? Judo, karate, all these are called martial arts. You have even taekwondo nowadays. This is also something connected to these sports only. Okay, so for 9 years she had a training in that. So she must be well trained in that, right? So karate made me feel very comfortable and brave. I am glad I could save my father and self that evening. So what did Akanksha say? She said, karate always gave me confidence. Children, when you play a sport, any sport for that matter, when you are confident about your playing your sport properly, or when you do something nice in over there that gives you a confidence, and you build up, you have what do you call, a positive vibe to do many things. So she was very happy. Our Akanksha was very happy about saving herself and her father. If I had not learned karate, we would have been in trouble today. Yes, now like Akanksha's incident, we have been reading so many incidents happening every day in newspapers. Yes, right. But why the girls are unable to save themselves? Because they are not like Akanksha, well trained in karate. So we need to be very strong. If we learn martial art, and if we are thorough with it, we can safeguard ourselves. It is not only for girls; it is also for boys. Okay, children. So this is the second topic, or the second awardee that we are talking about. Now let us begin the third one. Cousins Satyendra Lokna and Vishwendra Lokna from Nandegaon village in Uttar Pradesh, Mathura, risked their life to save others. So now who are these two children? These two boys are cousins. So they must be, brothers, children, or something like that. They are related to each other. So they have saved their, what was their ages? 16 and 17. And they had saved the lives of others. Over a year ago, when they were students at the HGM public school in Hodal, Haryana, they dived into a drain which was about 40 feet deep to save the passengers of a car that had fallen into it. So, they were studying in a school which name was HGM public school. So, this was in a small place called Hodal. It is in Haryana. And as they were walking, on the road, the route which goes to their school, there is a drain over there. Drain is, nala, right? So, which was 40 feet down, So, the depth of that was 40 feet. And one day it so happened that when they were coming, they saw that a car had fallen into it. So, to save the passengers, these two boys immediately jumped into the drain. So, they didn't know whether the people in the car were alive or dead, and how many people were there was a question. But Vishwendra said that there was no question of not even trying to help. He said, see, we are just standing here and talking about all these things. Let us not bother about it. Let us first jump and try to save people. When we were walking home after school one day, we saw a huge crowd gathered near the deep drain. What happened? We asked. A car fell into the drain, they replied. We immediately jumped into it and pulled out 4 persons from the car, said Vishwendra. So what happened? First actually they didn't see how the car fell and all. They were coming from the school. So after school they were coming back home, and when they were coming back on the way near the drain, they saw that lot of people are there. A large crowd was there. And when they inquired what happened, why are you all standing here? They said a car fell down. And immediately these people jumped in and they saved 4 persons. Our parents and teachers have always taught us to help others whenever we can, and we didn't want to be like others who were just standing there and watching. So what happened? These people always, whenever their teachers have been explaining about helping others, or whenever their parents have told them that you should always extend whatever help you can to others, they have resisted in their mind, they kept it in their mind. So they immediately, instead of standing there and talking about it, they thought they should help. This is what Satyendra told. Of the 4 persons that the cousins have rescued, 3 survived. But they say the 3 lives saved is worth risking their own lives. So 4 people they have pulled out of the car from the drain, but only 3 people lived and 1 person died. But what the 2 cousins felt, they felt that even if we would have died, we made a difference in 3 lives. So this was what happy moment for them, right? They could save 3 people at least. And they say that we must learn to treat everyone like our member of our own family. Today it is someone else in trouble, tomorrow it may be we in their place, said Satyendra. So what did one of the cousins say? He said that whomever it is, think when there is a needy time for anyone, just think that they are your family members and help them. Today they might be in trouble, but tomorrow in their place we might be there, right? So this is the story about, or it is a real story about 3 incidences that had happened in 3 different parts of our country, and the children, you can call them all children there because they are all below 18 years, and these different stories, happenings are really a very bravery act that they have done to save their lives and the lives of others. So I hope you have learned a lot from the 3 different incidents or the awardees. Okay. Now I request every one of you to read the lesson again, do the tickle the mind activity and the remaining exercises. Thank you, children.